Hello everyone, thanks so much to everyone who is tuning in this fine Monday morning. I didn't get to stream too much last week, unfortunately. Just had a lot of adult life things come up, but today we are back, and hopefully this week, despite it being the holidays and whatnot, hopefully I'll be able to be more consistent with the streaming. And here we are. Today we're going to be playing with Greninja X and Flareon Box, two pretty interesting decks for sure, very out of the norm. They play very nicely, they have cool, interesting options. We'll see how well they end up working out for us. Greninja EX has been a Pokemon that historically has been deemed pretty okay. Unfortunately, the Psychic type weakness definitely holds it back right now, but perhaps after rotation, it won't have Pidgeot to partner up with, but it will still have Dusknoir, it will still have Grandtree as well available, so Greninja EX without too many Psychic type threats could be good. With the Shinobi Blade attack doing 170 damage, and you get to search your deck for any card you want. A pretty powerful attack if I say so myself. And of course you can 1KO things like Mega Kangaskhan, which is always welcome. And then you have the Mirage Barrage attack, which you discard 2 energy attached from this to this Pokemon, and this attack does 120 damage to 2 of your opponent's Pokemon. This combined with Body slowing down your opponent's setup through Itchy Pollen, and then having the ability of both Dusclops and Dusknoir at your disposal with your Quadruple Rare Candy could mean or could lead to some pretty nasty board wipes overall. Now, Radiant Greninja used to do this pretty handily. Of course, that was a basic Pokemon. You could power it up with Mirage Kid or whatnot. Now we have the Mirage Barrage, almost like a callback to the Lost Zone decks. But this combo should be pretty cool, or is pretty cool right now. Obviously, we have a humongous Guardy weakness. You need like a very powerful Mirage Barrage turn, just nullifying your opponent's Curlias and Ralts before they evolve, perhaps. So it's not like you have zero chance, but it's definitely very tough overall to beat the Gardevoir decks in general. I mean, for most decks, really. As far as our engine goes, we have Lily, we have Colress Tenacity to have search for that Grandtree. So we have 4 outs to the Grandtree along with the Pidgeot line and the 4 rare candy. So a lot of search for that. We have Dawn as well, finding us a lot of our pieces. And then we have Hild as well to search for energy, especially the Ignition energy, which will be the energy we will be able to choose in order to cover for the Mirage Barrage attack, leaving us with the Water energy attached, which is pretty crucial, letting us do back-to-back Mirage Barrage turns, or we can follow that up with a Shinobi Blade, setting up further our hand, right, and our board and our full gameplay. Now, aside of that, we have offense, we have Ultra Balls, we have Nest Balls, we have Artisan as an extra stadium for that Colress Tenacity, which does search for an energy and a stadium. We have a couple switching outs with Switch and Herbaloon for those trapping situations, which I feel like are going down since a lot of decks are ready for the trapping situations. We do have those outs available. But yeah, let's jump into the ladder, see how the deck works as we grind our way back up to Arceus. All right, let's jump right into it. Jump right into it. Thanks so much to everyone who is tuning in bright and early Monday morning. Hope all of you are having more relaxed weeks, even if you're working. Hopefully this week ends up going by quickly until the holidays and then super slow, and we all get to enjoy the holidays. Smoke, I'm doing good, thank you so much. How about yourself? All right, decent start. Who gets to go first? We do. So turn 1 or turn 2 Grandtree into the Greninja, into the Iono. Actually, now we have the Ultra Ball into the Pidgeot. As long as the Pidgeotto is available, will be a costly Ultra Ball for sure, but I don't mind this. And then we can quick search for the Greninja, so we have both available, and then we Iono, hoping for an energy perhaps. The Pidgeotto is available, so we're gonna go straight up, grab that Pidgey. Relying on Iono to find us an energy, not ideal, for sure. I could also Iono first, and then play the Grand Tree. Like, rather, play the Grand Tree Iono, and then see what I get. That might increase my chances of pulling off an attack, perhaps. We'll see. But decent start. We lose the option of Counter Catcher for the rest of the game. I have a feeling we're going to be in the lead for a solid bit, so not the end of the world. I mean, we have raw Grand Tree, they have raw Secret Box, right? So I guess it's only fair. Hopefully they grab Lily and not Iono, right? That would be great. If they Iono away my Grand Tree, that would be a very, very sad situation for me overall. Hopefully that doesn't happen. All right. Okay, so they do grab the Lily, they have the Stadium, they have the Puffin, so it's gonna be a pretty good turn for them overall. If they're able to find energy, which they discarded energy, so I'm guessing they already have it, so it's gonna be like a Frostless, huge turn. TM Devo will be going against us for sure. We have to keep that into account. How TM Devo could actually affect us overall. Not mean to click on the Lily. So yeah, they have the Puffin, they have the everything, really. They have the everything. So what a fantastic turn one for my opponent. I mean, if we top deck an energy, like a water energy, it has to be water. We can sort of match my opponent's setup, but I mean, it's definitely not gonna be like they're gonna get the first big hit into us, right? So what do we top deck? Ooh, it is the water. Okay, very nice. Very, very nice. So let's go ahead and play the Grand Tree. We are guaranteed a knockout here. Go ahead and grab the Pidgeotto. We'll grab the Pidgeot. That's as much protection as we're gonna get off of the thing. Now, imagine if I had this energy the previous turn. There was a universe where I could have Mirage Barraged and knocked out both the Morgrim and the Impidimp and would have been in such a fantastic spot, which I still threaten next turn, honestly. Do still threaten next turn. So we're going to Iono my opponent's hand down from 9 to 6. We're going to get a fresh 6 ourselves. We're going to take down the Monkey Dory, which is pretty nice. And we get to establish another Froakie and a Duskull. And I probably honestly want the double Duskull in play. The backup Froakie. Like, we thin. We have extra potential for powerful attackers. Don't see anything wrong with this. We already used our Quick Search. And we get to Shinobi Blade. And I have to search for the Mirage, for the, not the Mirage Barrage, the energy for the Mirage Barrage, I want to say. That's going to be the best card to grab here. Could grab a Colress Tenacity instead, but I'm feeling a Dawn next turn. Like, Dawn combined with Grand Tree will leave my field pretty well set up. And assuming my opponent can't KO both my Duskulls, which I really don't think they can. Wow, that's unfortunate that of the prizes we grab the Ignition Energy that we just searched for. So we're probably... I mean, I guess we could. If we go up into Dusknoir, we could take down my opponent's Grimmsnarl EX. Assuming the Grand Tree stays in play, which honestly, it could end up getting countered. Grimmsnarl does play a lot of stadiums overall. They usually play 3, sometimes 4. So I wouldn't be surprised if it just gets readily countered overall. And yep, there it is. No Grand Tree for us. So if we want to take a knockout on the active, gonna have to be through Ultra Ball and whatnot. But I honestly wouldn't mind Mirage Barrage to get 2 prizes and essentially wipe out my opponent's side of the board, pretty much, and then deal with the Grimmstone, right? That's why the Dawn next turn could be, or will be, very impactful now. Do get our Ignition Energy taken away off of that Iono, we are able to find both Hilda and Colress and a Dusknoir. We still have the option to take down the Grimmsnarl. But like taking down the Grimmsnarl doesn't matter when there's a Spikemuth and a Morgrem in play already. And it costs us a Dusknoir, and then we lose the Greninja EX on top of that. So overall, if my opponent doesn't bench anything, that's like best case scenario. And then I might just end up going Colress for energy plus Stadium, take away my opponent's Spikemuth, and give myself a little wiggle room. I could maybe actually probably Hilda is better. I was going to say to grab Dusclops. Now I can Hilda for Frogadier. Grab the Ignition Energy off of that. Okay, this is looking pretty decent. Pretty decent. So let me think this through. Hilda for Ignition plus Frogadier. And then what do I quick search for? I could just Colress also for the Artisan and the Ignition and then quick search for the Frogadier. Hilda seems like a stronger card later. And I mean, if I give my opponent more basic Pokemon, I don't think that's too big of a problem. So, well, never mind. The Artisan is actually not available. I didn't price check for the Artisan specifically, so that's fine. And then, I mean, do I just let my opponent knock out the Froakie? Honestly, the damage to the Greninja doesn't matter too much. So we're going to evolve here to protect a bit more. And then we're going to go grab this. And then, now that I'm going Mirage Barrage onto my opponent's 2 benched Pokemon, knocking both of them out, I'm definitely feeling a more attach, evolve, and then Iono KO the active, or just Greninja EX if we can find it. Find the other Frogadier, which is pretty cool to see. Yeah, honestly, things are looking pretty good. If I had used Hilda, then I would have had a free quick search potentially for the Greninja EX or the Iono. So the Colress, if I had known the Artisan was not there, was definitely a mistake. Even if I had known, that was probably still a mistake and I should have just gone for the Hilda. It would have given me a better possibility next turn to go Dusknoir, pop, KO the Grimmsnarl into plus Iono, which I think is the big deal. Now, I'm probably choosing to go after the Dusclops instead of KOing my Greninja. Combines that with an Iono, so unfortunate situation there. Does bench the Monkey Dory, will grab the thing back, which I can once again just KO both of the Pokemon on the bench. Honestly, I don't mind that at all. And now this is where I go Hilda, establish my other Greninja EX, grab the Ignition Energy, and essentially set myself up for a decisive end of the turn game, probably. Promote our free retreater. Yeah, like we're still in a pretty good spot, I want to say. Ultra Wall could let me just KO the Grimmsnarl by going quick search for Dusknoir, but honestly I like the other play better. Oh, and actually I can't KO the Grimmsnarl anymore because there's no Frostlass, so never mind. That is actually no longer an option, but that's fine. We're gonna go grab Hilda for the Ignition Energy. Maybe I could just damage the active, honestly. Like, the Monkey Dory is annoying, but it's like, if it heals 30, that's not the biggest of deals. And then it'll have 130. If they heal, they would need like another boss. Yeah, I kind of like that better. And like, taking 2 prizes doesn't really matter if then I have to deal with the full Grimmsnarl. So if I just knock out the Impidimp, that's completely fine. My Dusclops is prized. I'm gonna save the Ultra Ball. Hopefully my opponent doesn't Iono me again. Back-to-back turns. Now we're gonna knock this guy out. My opponent heals with Monkey Dory, that's fine. I need Night Stretcher plus Water to win the game next turn. Assuming my Duskull survives. And if my Duskull doesn't survive, that means my Greninja EX is alive, my other Greninja EX is alive, my Pidgeot EX might have 30 more, so it's susceptible to a TM Devo. but my Greninja EX with only 30 damage on it won't be susceptible to TM Devo, so I should be fine. Hey, Golden Napoleon, Dark Box, when? Maybe tomorrow. Maybe I can give that a try tomorrow. I did see a Dark Box did well in an online tournament recently, like when you click the other category. So I could give that a try. I feel like I want to play with that and like Mega Sharpedo as well. Just get a feel of those decks. So I could see that happening tomorrow. All right, so I think this is gonna be game. Yeah. So it is the Lily, it's not the Iono, so now my opponent is setting up for a TM Devo wipe sort of play, which is honestly fine. It's too little too late. Now we just go quick search for either Candy or Night Stretcher, place 5 on the active, combined with Shinobi Blade, and we just win the game. Pretty good. Let's go ahead and quick search. Grab the Night Stretcher, which I know was in there. Our Dusclops is here. It got KO'd earlier. So now this will have 180 damage on it. My opponent gets a prize card, and then we just go attach water, attack, and KO for game. The annoying part is that it's gonna force me to search for a card before we win. That's fine. There's the water, there's the knockout. We are good to go. Let me just ban. Do not want to search for card. All right, pretty good. Pretty good. Dismantling decks with Greninja EX. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. On to next game. Yeah, like I like how this deck runs and works in general, but I don't know, like after Pidgeot is gone, like maybe you just play a thicker Greninja and a thicker Dusknoir line, but after and like more energy, because getting an energy turn 1, like a water energy turn 1 can be so crucial, right? Do the technical machines rotate? I don't think they do, but maybe I'm wrong. A bit. All right. All right, 4 stage 2s in my starting hand. We give a mulligan, we give full information. We are going first, which is not a bad thing with this deck. If you can like find either Candy for your evolution, or you can call risk for your for the piece for the colors for the stadium, right? So we are gonna be under item lock. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. That means probably next turn it's Hilda for the water and the Frogadier. I don't think Frogadier can KO the Buddy. Yeah, my opponent has the new upper, has the turn 1 Lily, has the Puffin into the full bench. Like Lily to try to find Grantry feels like a huge eye roll that I'm not going to even attempt, right? So, I mean, having back-to-back Hilda is actually pretty powerful here. I could even paralyze my opponent's body if I flip heads, but I have Hilda into the Frogadier. Potential paralysis to free my items, but more importantly, I have Hilda into Greninja EX plus the Ignition Energy, and I do get the paralysis, so looking pretty good here. My opponent doesn't Iono. This hand is very, very good. And my opponent would need triple Dracloak to have a chance of like surviving the next turn. So we're gonna see the Recon Directive. If there was an Iono in hand, probably one Iono before your Recon Directive. So that's good news. do find the second Dracloak. Hopefully they don't find the third. That's what we need. Them not finding the third. TM Fluoride stays. Okay, well, they do find the third Dracloak, I'm guessing. Yep. So now this is still fine because a new Opera is already in play. So I'll just knock out both energies. And then that means, oh my gosh, no way. Oh, the boss's orders will stop me. No. Oh, come on. This is so bad. They boss's orders, so they stop me from pulling this off. Ugh, this is so dumb. Wow. So now I go Lily and Hope. That's so sad. That's so unfortunate that they... I mean... That's so sad. We get the Greninja, we get... Oh, actually... well... I mean... So I can't evolve my Pidgey. I can Grand Tree. This is bad though. So I can Grand Tree into the Dusknoir. If I got in the Ignition Energy, that's sad. Alright. So I can Grand Tree into the Dusknoir, KO this guy. And then that's it. Then just attack into the body, unfortunately. We trade 1-for-1 there. What's gonna be awful is if they use my Grand Tree, get into Dusknoir, KO my Froakie, and KO my Greninja. Then that's gonna be really, really bad. Okay, so sure, let's split the energies. My Pidgey is definitely gonna go down. Like, I can't see a scenario where it doesn't go down. And one card away. Stupid boss's orders. Alright. So now we search for... I mean, if they don't have KO and Froakie, they're clearly gonna go after the Pidgey, right? And I have to assume they're gonna get rid of my Stadium. So I already have the Frogadier. They're gonna have the first hit. And I have the Dawn already. What's my follow-up after that? I'm gonna grab the Ignition so I can play the Dawn as well. Can't see a universe where they go after my Pidgey. At least this forces them to have another energy. So there's that. But yeah, the perfect turn 1, the perfect turn 2 into the boss's orders to stop me from pulling this off. I did high roll into the Grand Tree, I guess, but very unfortunate. Well, not very unfortunate. I mean, my opponent did the right play, so never mind. It's not unfortunate. My opponent played well with their amazing hand. Worked out for them. There's the Dusknoir. Another option they have is... Okay, well, no, yeah, now they can clear both my Greninja and my Froakie. I probably should have grabbed Rare Candy off of that. There's Fez. I need them to majorly whiff. There's a fire. They KO both. They go for Lily. He could still whiff. I mean, I doubt they will. They have one more recon. They get 6 new cards. They need Ultra Ball or Bolt. Yeah, I definitely should have searched for a candy here. They're gonna take 3 prizes. And they get the stadium countered. Oh my goodness. Well, Um. Okay, so they can fly. Oh, that's game then. They actually just win. So they just got everything every single turn. That is insane. They found every card they needed every single turn. Must be nice. Must be nice. Every single card you need every single turn. Turn 1 full bench with the Lily. Turn 2 triple cloak plus the Dusclops. Turn 3 everything you need. Yeah, along with the boss in order to make sure that your opponent can't do their best play. Nice 3-game turn, or 3-turn game there. ¿Qué tal, Rob? I'm doing well, thank you. How about you? Yeah, that was insane. They literally drew... They could not have picked the cards themselves any better. That was insane. When they have everything, right? Alright, so we have a Bodyu, we have our Lily. I'm not going to show the Pidgey so that my opponent thinks we're Dragapult, I guess. We're up against Goldingo, which is definitely going to be a tough-ish matchup. Love to top deck a way to establish a Froakie, to make use of this water energy this turn, to then threaten with the ignition energy eventually. Get a Duskull as well. And my opponent will go first. Things can happen, Pablo. Yep. I mean, it's part of the game. I feel like I'm more often than not on the wrong side of that. Where my opponent just gets everything they need every turn and I'm just there watching how they do it. But yeah, that's how Pokemon works, right? There's a curve of averages and my opponent just hit the knots every turn. Just like my opponent is getting a very powerful turn 1. With double gong, plus the fighting, into the puffin, into very likely Arven in hand. Yeah, not bad. My start is not bad as well. Hopefully I can establish a Froakie, right? That's the bare minimum. That is the bare minimum. Even has the energy all ready to go. To start applying that pressure. Plays a retrieval, which is surprising that they play a retrieval, but also makes sense to play it now so that they have access to the thing. Wish I had a Dawn right now, but let's go for Lily. Okay, so we do get Puffin into the double Froakie. What else do I have? I don't have anything else. I mean, Fez is really gonna have to carry the next turn for me. Finding Colress or finding Candy. I priced 2 candies and a Colress. All right. So I mean, at least we found an energy. And I do want to play the Artisan and establish second Pidgey, which is not available, so never mind. Second Duskull. And then we go with Chipollin. Like, best case scenario, my opponent somehow doesn't have an energy, or an Arven rather, to search for Herbaloon to retreat the Gimmighoul. I'm gonna be very surprised if they do. If they do not, I mean. And if they do, well, that's second best, I guess. Arven into Herbaloon versus Turo. I'm okay with them not having the Turo for later. We'll have the Artisan available. So yeah, Fez, we need a very good Fez here. Unfortunately, we priced 2 rare candies and a Colress. That's 3 callouts. So normally we would have the Grand Tree, 4 candy, and 3 Colress, right? 8 outs in order to find what we need. 3 of them are priced. So that drastically reduces my chances of pulling that off. Now, yeah, even with the stadium. Oh, okay. TM Evo, so definitely not a standard. Not a standard build. Hey, recustomize. So definitely not a standard build, and now things are not looking great. Because we can't really one-shot those Goldingos. Alright, that's a solid card to get. By the way, how's the music sounding? Is it good? Happy holidays, thanks so much to you as well. How's the music sounding, by the way? Alright, let's grab the Pidgeotto. Grab another water. We have double-ish threats, so now we have still the item lock, which honestly pretty meh. Against the Soul Rock, doesn't really help in any sort of maths, really. Sound level seems good. Alright, perfect. Thanks so much. At least we have Pidgeot. I would not be surprised if they now have Boss plus the Vitality Band. That's like worst case scenario. Boss, KO, Pidgeotto, Vitality Band. And then the question is like, what's her response then? Ignition energy can be attached to anything really. I thought it couldn't be attached to basics, but it can. It just only provides one energy. What's the plan next turn? I would love to Iono, right? So it's probably gonna be, well, I mean now with the Cypher it's much weaker, but the plan is probably evolve into Pidgeot, promote the Frogadier, attach, well, Fast, draw 3, see what I get, and ideally I mean maybe Iono is not that impactful, honestly. I think the best play might be like Countercatcher, Lunatone, Mirage Barrage, Gimmighoul plus Soul Rock. That might be the best play here. Any Hollow Knight enjoyers in the chat recognize the music? I feel like Hollow Knight changed my life for the better. It's that good. Alright, so let's draw with Fez. That candy could be useful. Okay, so we have Ultra Ball. Obviously, we're gonna evolve. Iono does feel pretty meh, so maybe it's a Dawn turn. Dawn plus Countercatcher the Lunatone. Into KO Gimmighoul and Soul Rock. Then they KO my Greninja. And then I go Iono. The next turn, whilst having a solid setup with Dawn here. Like, I'm not super convinced about this. Overall. Candy. Dusclops. Go attach. And I'm also not super convinced about the Countercatcher either. Like, maybe it's better to just save it. I think this is probably fine. Just get double Greninja out. Could have saved it for Dusnoir. Alright, don't retreat into the wrong Greninja. So, Countercatcher, where could it help me? I don't think... I mean, we could see a fast bench next turn. Like, that's maybe something we could see. Do I KO the Soul Rock? I want to say yes. Is that, like, that's... I don't want them having, like, a free turn off retreat and whatnot. I could just KO both, honestly. But this is always there. Well, it could get 2-road, but... Whereas the Gimmighoul, if it evolves, then it's no longer a target. So Gimmighoul seems better overall. Definitely not fancying my chances though. But I mean, once again, Goldingo, like with rotation, Guardy leaving, Goldingo leaving. I feel like Greninja, I mean Raging Bolt essentially, it's not going to be unplayable, but it's not going to be as good. So like all these one-hit KO decks go away and Guardy. So maybe Greninja could shine later in the metagame or in a future metagame, right? Maybe. Who knows? maybe we get a good non-EX Greninja as well. Now, if there was a way for me to go 2-2-2, right? Like that's still an option, I guess. Not gonna be an option because my opponent took a price card, so Bloodmoor Saluna probably can't do this. I need him to bench either Fez or Genesect. Like that's ideal. But the fact that they benched the Solrock is pretty good. Because now I can get 2 more prizes with the Iono. And hopefully, like taking away the Solrock engine, putting them down to 3 cards, and hopefully that reduces their chances of outright winning, right? Pidgeot getting taken out, not ideal. That takes away or reduces my chances of going Iono. At least we have Fez. I do have the other Pidgey, so maybe I could reset up the Pidgeot eventually. Because I know my hand's not getting attacked. But yeah. Looking pretty good for my opponent so far. Maybe Mega Greninja. Yeah, true. We do have Mega Greninja incoming. And 70 HP Froakies. We already have 70 HP Froakies. This is a 70 HP Froakie. But yeah, maybe, but you're right, Mega Greninja. Maybe Mega Greninja, having the combination of like fighting type Greninja plus a water type Mega Greninja with a powerful Frogadier resembling the older Greninja, something along those lines could be good. We'll have to see what Mega Greninja does. Definitely have to be on the lookout for that specifically. And I mean, Greninja is one of my favorite Pokemon because I won the last Mexico National Championship with Greninja. So Greninja and the whole Frogadier, Froakie line has a special place in my heart. So, okay. So our best hope now is my opponent takes 2 here, goes down to 3. Could I go? Okay, I could win next turn. With the right combination of cards, I could win. But without Pidgeot, that right combination of cards is much harder, right? But I could win with double Dusknoir, KO 1 Goldengo, and then Mirage Barrage, KO Lunatone and Solrock. So it's possible, yes, very unlikely. Dawn gets me one of the pieces. Like, Dawn gets me Dusknoir. Can I find Night Stretcher off of... That would be insane, right? Or, I mean, Super Rod Ultra Ball would be even more insane. Can I find Night Stretcher off of Fez? And do I Dawn now to increase my chance of that happening? Probably not, because I want to keep the Iono option open just in case. So, Rescue Stretcher. Ah, so close. I do find the Iono though, so that's good. That is good. Unfortunately, we won't be able to make good use out of the Dawn. So now, with this energy here, I do like the Counter Catcher. Make it a little bit more complicated for my opponent to get the knockout. We Iono 2-3. Popping the Dusclops doesn't make much sense overall. There's the Dusknoir. Which, I mean, is fine. And then... I mean, we don't have a great follow-up anyways. So, it's hope they whiff. That's our game plan. Hope they whiff. Or hope they bench. Let's hope they whiff. There's no other way. Let's hope they whiff. Walrus doesn't let me reset up the Pidgeot, which is unfortunate. I have no way to find the Blood Moon anyways next turn. And if I Lily, then that's it. So if my opponent goes KO, I need Fez to find me Nest Ball, assuming they bench Fez. Which you have to assume that without benching Fez, them getting 8 energy to knock me out should be difficult, right? Oh, the 70 HP Froakies are from Obsidian Flames. You're right. You are right. You are completely correct. All right, there's a Fez. So, oh wait, I don't need Blood Moon. Now I win. Unless my opponent benches Fez and Turos it on the same turn, now I win because I have Boss. They could Iono. I have played against Goldingo with Iono before. So wow, are we actually going to pull this off? We go 2-2-2 against Goldingo and that's good enough? Yeah, I have game on board. I forgot about the fighting type weakness. So if they don't Turo the Fez, it's game. If they could, so Turo or Iono saves them in this spot. Turo or Iono saves them. Practice Studio. That's crazy. So this person has a lot of unique cards. Practice Studio, Goldingo does 10 more. So now they only need 6 energies to KO the Greninja instead of 7. Fair. No way, they have the Turo? Okay, then you have to whiff the knockout, right? Like, you can't have everything, man. You can't have everything. Okay, that attach is a good sign. Well, I mean, if they don't KO, then I also win, right? I guess they could KO Fez. They could have... No, they can... Oh, okay. No, yeah, now I just win. Now we just win. Oof. So, Curse Blast, Shinobi Blade KO. Wow. Es el Palkia del formato. Ok, Greninja, sí, sí. Podríamos decir que es el heredero de Palkia V-Star con Radiant Greninja. Alright. We beat Goldingo. The Iono worked for once. Very nice. Iono worked for once. I was sure, once my opponent played the stadium, I was sure they were going to take the knockout. But yeah, I mean, playing Turo instead of Arven, like, odds were not in their favor to get the knockout. Was it possible? Yes. But I feel like we were definitely favored in that spot. Would have been crazy to get the double Dusknoir pop KO, though. That would have been pretty cool to see. But yeah, my opponent very well KO'd. Like, very well done. KO'd the Pidgeot. Wasn't enough, but very well done there. Alright. Greninja running pretty okay. Greninja running pretty okay so far. Alright, fast start, not the best. Are we going first too? No, we're going to... Oh my gosh, it's a Greninja mirror match? Seriously? What the heck? What the heck? Alright, we really need to get that Fez into safety. Because obviously Greninja can KO us pretty easily. The Ultra Wall discarding 2 of the pieces, which is good news for us, I guess. I mean, pues Garde muy difícil. Draga también complicado. No creo que sea un deck muy meta en general. Pero está divertido, ¿no? Está divertido. Y si los logras alentar un poco, quizás sí tienes chance. Alright, so... Control players unite. Happy holidays to you as well. Any plans? Yeah, I mean, just gonna be spending time with the family. As per usual. Yeah, nothing too fancy. Alright. Do I let my Fez go down? I don't think I do. Alright, so I'm gonna retreat to Duskull, because if they have Rare Candy Greninja, I want to have my Rare Candy Greninja as a response. If they don't have Greninja next turn, I could go Candy, Dusknoir, KO Froakie, Candy, Greninja, Walrus for the water, KO the Froakie. That would be pretty good. But yeah, nothing too fancy planned for this week. I hope to be streaming. That's part of the plans. How about you? Control Players Unite. I feel like I probably should know who you are, but I'm not sure. I don't recognize the username. How about you? Got any cool plans yourself? Right. Ultra Ball and Air Balloon. So that Froakie. Oh no. Do you have the candy into Pidgeot? Okay. Do you have double candy? Please no. Please don't have double candy. Just a Frogadier. I guess if they have candy Greninja. No, Energy Surge. Okay. It's still pretty good though. Alright. This is still pretty good. Let's go. My opponent's not gonna be happy about this for sure. Not gonna be happy at all. Alright. So I'm gonna grab the Artisan. But I don't think I'm gonna use it. 130. I'm 10 off from KOing the Pidgeot. If I could KO the Pidgeot, honestly, I would. But because of the pesky fighting resistance, right? I do 100. Oh no, I did have KO. Oh wait, did I? No, I didn't. Right? 170 minus 30 is 140 plus 1. Yeah, I was 10 off. 10 off from knocking out the Froakie. I mean, the Pidgeot. Alright. Sí, aquí traigo. Memín, aquí traigo Budio en esta estrategia justamente. Alright, I got the Pidgeot off the prices, so I don't like that this helps technically my opponent, but I want to help myself, right? See, there's the volume, I mean. And establishing Pidgeotto is pretty good. So we're gonna go Shinobi Blade, KO, and then we definitely want to search for a card. I kind of think it's just Lilies, right? Like that's a good overall, like a good overall card. I already have Pidgeotto. So yeah, I'm just gonna grab Lily. Give me a fresh hand. I have Artisan as well. My opponent could end up playing the Stadium themselves, the Grand Tree at some point. And if they do, then I could get into my Pidgeot as well. So looking good. Looking good. Oh, yeah, that's right. You have your YouTube channel that I watched with control decks, and you only focus on control. That's why the nickname sounded similar. ¿Qué onda, Jonathan? Todo muy bien, ¿y tú? ¿Qué tal? ¿Qué dicen las vacaciones? Espero. You're streaming our childhood on EX yourself. Nice. And then going to our relatives for supper and just taking it easy. Yeah, I think that's the best thing. I'm also like Azul's on break, so I don't have many videos to edit. I'm just chilling, trying to get some games in with multiple decks. I am starting to try to narrow down my choices for the Merida Regional Championship as well. I have that in the back of my mind. Now I'm thinking maybe Colress was better to guarantee. Yeah, Colress or Hilda. Probably Colress was better. No, Hilda, I guess. To guarantee a Pidgeot for the turn after and the Ignition Energy. That's what I should have done. Ooh, Battle Cage. Okay. So, what? That makes no sense. What? Why would you play Battle Cage and Dusknoir? What? Okay, that boss is insane. That boss is actually crazy. Off the top. Yeah, so Colress, seeing this, Colress would have been... Well, but this doesn't stop. Okay, I'm gonna grab the Colress now. This only stops damage counters. So yeah, like, what? Battle Cage in Dusknoir is like next level teching. I have no idea. So which decks are in the running for Merida? Honestly, all of them. Like, I don't like any deck. Like, I'm not vibing, if you will, with any deck at this point in time. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not vibing with any deck, so it's gonna have to be like whatever feels the strongest. And I don't know, it's just the format just feels very weird to me right now. Honestly, ever since Lost Zone rotated, like ever since Amazing Rare Rayquaza and Raikou rotated, I have not felt oh no, they're gonna KO my Pidgeot. Oh. I've not felt very comfortable with any deck, or I've not really vibed with any deck. Maybe you could say Mew VMAX, but I was vibing at EUIC when I was doing really well. I was not really vibing the deck, but I was vibing doing really well and getting all the way to top 4. So honestly, today it's probably every deck. Maybe just not Dragapult. I feel like every time I play Dragapult, I just like what happened in the stream today never happens to me. Like I'm always struggling to even get one Dracloak in play. So yeah, I think Dragapult is probably the only deck that I know for a fact I will not be playing at the Merida Regional Championships. Everything else is fair game. As of today, right? But as I mentioned, like I definitely want to start narrowing things, and the way this season has panned out rather, and the way like because I bombed in Monterey with Pidgeot control, and because I bombed in Buenos Aires with Zora control, well, not Zora control, just Zora GX, no, Zora EX, my goodness. Like I know for a fact I'm gonna play one event, which is Merida. The rest of the season, because of adult life and I'm moving houses and blah 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 and a lot of work, I don't know if I'll be able to play another event this season. So I'm also torn between like really try-harding Merida, knowing that it will be my last event this season, or maybe my second to last event. Like I might be able to play an AC, but it's not guaranteed. And knowing that unless I win Merida, I will not be qualifying to the World Championship. So it's like, do I want to play something that I enjoy? Which, as I said, I don't really enjoy any deck, but do I want to play something that's more enjoyable and just take it chill? Or do I want to really try hard the one event that I will have this season? So I'm torn between those two. Like I have to make a decision, and based on that will lead me to the decision for the tournament for sure. Victor, I guess this guy looked into Movie Max with Path to a Peak and thought, if they can play a stadium which stops yourself and still works, why not do the same with Dusknoir? Yeah, I mean, they must play multiple stadiums, right? If that's the only way I could see that sort of working. Or like the only way you could justify that. Okay, so decent hand. Dawn is weirdly weak here. Lilies could lead to a stronger board, perhaps. No energy attachment. I could also Ultra Ball for the basic and then Hilda. Ugh. I mean, seeing this, it's probably Flareon Box, so I'm going to guess that I won't be facing item lock next turn. Like, that's my guess right now. So I think Froakie into Lily for a fresh new hand of options is like my middle of the ground play. Unfortunately, I found a lot of basics, but not a lot of options. I did find the Herballoon to body you, which is nice. And I have the Nest Ball for a potential future Fez. If it's not prized, it is not. Okay, so not bad. Not bad overall, but I won't be able to apply like any real pressure. I can still top deck, right? I do have Candy, but I could still top deck here. I do want the energy in play, I guess. I could still top deck out of this. Best top deck would probably be Dawn, which I did discard one, so I only have one left. Wouldn't mind top decking a Hilda. Wouldn't mind getting Ionode. My opponent does go for the Dawn though, so they will have access to multiple things. Thank you, Control. Thank you. Yeah, adult life always getting in the way of Pokemon, I know. Such is life. Alright, so now we are heavily threatened by that. So there's a Pidgeot, there's a Noctowl. There's probably the tool already in hand. That's insane. Why evolve into Noctowl there, though? Like, what else do you want right now? Just get Ionoed out of whatever you end up getting, but sure. Alright, well, I mean, you can't play the Puffin, though. That Noctowl feels like a huge mistake by my opponent. Like, that Noctowl does not make sense. Alright, good top deck. Not a good top deck. So I definitely won't have access to Pidgeot next turn. Yeah, and I was not able to like slow down my opponent successfully because they had the Dawn. Berluminonian. Yeah, I used to play VGC in 2016. I actually in 2016 was a year I qualified for both PTCG Worlds Day 2 Direct and VGC Worlds Day 1. With the hopes, like I did it, with the hopes that I would be able to play. No, oh wait, that's fine. With the hopes that I would be able to play Day 1 VGC and then Day 2 TCG, but they only let you RSVP for one game. So that was unfortunate. I couldn't play both. Okay, so they went for Boss the Duskull to free themselves from the item lock. Dang it, what is this? How did I Lily into an unplayable hand of 8 cards? That's crazy. So try hard with Guardy or chill. I mean, maybe. I don't know if I want to go Guardy though. I feel like I don't know. In Mexico, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot more dark decks in general in Mexico as opposed to other places. So I don't know. Do you have any immediate reactions to the new Zygarde and its cards? I actually made a video, Control Players Unite. The last video on my channel, I talk about the Zygarde, I talk about the Meowth, of course. So there's like, it lasts like 13 minutes or so. That's where I give my input. Overall, Zygarde feels okay. I think a little mediocre, knowing that Teal Mask will still probably be around in the metagame. So in that sense, it feels a little mediocre, but oh wow, okay. Just letting me have Pidgeot, that's fine. Okay, so best case scenario, we go Greninja, KO, Charmander, Charmeleon. So yeah, Zygarde and Zygarde cards probably feel mediocre. Maybe when there isn't a big, powerful grass-type threat available in the format, it might have a shot at shining, but I don't feel like immediately it's good enough. Like, I don't think it's better than the other Pokemon that the other big basic Pokemon that we have. No, what is this? However, all right, at least I'll get a Brigadier going. Yeah, this is not looking good. But Meowth, obviously, like, it's nice to have that ability back in terms of consistency for the metagame, but it's also like, it's sad that a lot more games will come down to Meowth for game, right? Or whatever it is. Yeah, Meowth for boss for game. Okay, thank you, deck. Thank you so much. That's a much better. That's the Lily we were hoping for in the previous turn. Or yeah, that's the Lily we were hoping of. The previous Lily, right? I even found the ignition energy. Pretty good. Okay, so maybe we still have a chance in this game in particular. I take out both of my opponent's threats. My opponents, I'm hoping they don't have Crispin, and they have a huge bench filled with potential targets for Mirage Barrage. And I'm gonna guess they don't have Shaman either, so Bez flipping the script literally. Bezandipity literally flipped the script right here. ¿Ves muy necesario el Pidgeot para este deck a pesar de que Greninja te regala una carta? Sí, Memín, porque realmente el ataque poderoso es Mirage Barrage. Entonces, el turno que haces Mirage Barrage, no encuentras carta con Greninja. Entonces, esa es la diferencia. Lots of players you poll are talked about Meowth. They don't that it's a bench liability either. I mean, yeah, so it's like its attack is good so that it's less of a liability in terms of trapping, right? Just like Luminion. But yes, overall, I feel like most people who are playing the game right now didn't play the game when it was like Tapu Lele for Guzma or Luminion V only for boss. I feel like Luminion V did have its time, but it wasn't as long as Tapu Lele, for example, because obviously its attack isn't that great. But yeah, I feel like it's just overall, I understand why people are stoked about it, and it makes sense that people are stoked about it. I do have Switch available, right? I just personally, like, I feel the longer games favor the better players, right? That's my perception, and that's my philosophy after 25 years of Pokemon. Like the non-rule box formats where games last for so long and you have to set up for a few turns and then, yeah. So overall, I definitely very much prefer longer games as opposed to. Oh, come on! I priced my Switch. Are you serious? The one time I need the stupid Switch? Like with Iono leaving, like I don't know. It feels like we're not that count. We're gonna have less counterplay. Oh God, I can't believe. Okay, so I still want to deny the Charmander. I can't believe. How did I price my Switch? All right, well, let's just find the Switch then. Let's just find the Switch. Did I not put back the other Duskull? I did, no? Oh, I didn't. Okay. All right, so I'll trade my Dusknoir for your Charmander, no problem. Maybe I can find the Switch off of this. Oh, and then I already played the thing. Replayed the Dawn. So that was not a good idea. Okay, Pidgey, that's fine. Yeah, I definitely needed to search for energy. That was a bad idea. I should have searched for energy to threaten the Ogerpon, right? Yeah, so longer games favor better players. Why? Because there's more decisions to be made, and therefore, yeah, just overall, more decisions. Oh, man, I'm gonna lose this game because I priced my stupid Switch. And I didn't attack last turn. That's another reason why I'm gonna lose this game. If I had attacked last turn with double, like back-to-back energies, then I'd be in a fine spot. I'd be down to one price card, and then I just need to finish something off on the bench. Now, I'm gonna lose next turn anyways. Yeah, now I'm gonna lose. There's no energy, yeah. And I can't, well, if I KO Dusclops, they go Briar when. Dang it. Yeah, I've lost this game. I lost because I didn't attack last turn. Yep. Yeah, I lost because I didn't attack last turn. Sorry, I'm all over the place. A little too focused on the chat, and I did not think things through enough. Last turn I should have gone Kilda for Dusknoir plus the Ignition, Quick Search for Candy, KO the Charmander, attack the Ogerpon for 120. Discard the Stadium, sure. And then this turn, if they trap me again, I go Ignition Energy, KO the Ogerpon, I'm down to one price card, and then there's no Briar, there's no Dusknoir, and all I need is boss KO something on the bench for game. So Very poorly played on my part. Very poorly played. Llevas varios desconectándote esto de stream y te han resultado bastante útiles. Qué bueno, Pokédrox, me da gusto. Este lo jugué terrible. Pero pues aquí andamos. And yeah, I'm just gonna concede. Dusknoir, Charizard does enough, sure. I had the game. I definitely could have won this game. Thanks to the second Lily gave me hope, and then I butchered it. So yeah, that's on me. That's a little distracted, but that's fine. That's fine. Live and learn, right? I'm like, this deck is working better than I thought it would be. I think I would be tilted by now with like dead draws and things like that, but been pretty okay. I'm iffy on the Dawn. Like 2 Dawn might be too many. Maybe just 1 Dawn is fine. That opens up a space for like another water energy maybe. Or, I mean, a jet energy, no. Turo. Like this situation was very unfortunate. Like this also happened because I priced the Switch and I didn't find it. It was in my last 3 prizes. If I didn't prize the Switch, definitely would have won that game as well. But it is what it is. Okay, so let's start. I think I'm gonna puff in for Pidgey and another Froakie and attach the energy to the benched Froakie. This is probably Alakazam, I'm gonna guess. Well, I mean, there's no threat other than the Rotom, so that's good. Pulver's is tempting. Like, it's tempting for me to not Lily, so that I can Grand Tree, even though I didn't check for the Grand Tree. I'm assuming it's there, but let's just Lily and hope for a better spot. Okay, I'm definitely not getting item locked, right? Hope. I want to guarantee Pidgeot, so I'm just gonna grab Pidgey off of the Puffin, like the second one. And we'll pass. Karma for playing Buddy, Blackmaster Dan. I mean, you can't call misplays a karma, right? Like drawing dead could be, but like, whatever. Sure, I'm evil for playing Buddy. Everyone who plays Buddy is evil. Fear the Buddy. Buddy. I have way too many. I hope I can put them all like in a nicer spot, because right now my office is a mess, and hopefully I can put everything better organized in my office, in my new office, which will be bigger than the one I'm in right now. All right, so my Brent does KO the Froakie, so glad I attached to the bench. And Battle Cage is annoying, but it's fine. We are going to go ahead and So we don't have the double knockout just yet. What I'm thinking is we're gonna Ultra Ball away these 2 buddies, and we're gonna go ahead and grab Fez, and then we're gonna go Iono, and then we'll make our decision of what to quick search off the Iono. We're looking for a way to get into the Greninja X with the energy. All right, so there's Greninja, so now we need energy or candy or stadium. No, that's the wrong energy. Why? Oh, dang it. Okay, get the other Froakie going. I mean, I do have counter stadium to KO. Oh no, there's a Psyduck in play. Never mind. So annoying. All right, that's fine. It's part of the game. We couldn't get there. We prized candies. Maybe no. If I candied into Greninja instead, I don't think that would have made a big difference there. All right, and then let's definitely go ahead and Ultra Ball for our Dusclops, even though we're not gonna use it just yet. And we'll take the KO. That's fine. Eliminate the pressure. Weakness is not applied to damage counters, thankfully. So that's very good. Now let's go grab a Hilda. It'll get me Frogadier, it'll get me... Oh, I priced 2 Ignition Energy. Okay, so we're never finding an Ignition Energy. That's fair. Sorry, Dragonite. Let me answer. What is my goals in Pokemon next year? More regionals play or more commentary? So... Like, my goal is to pay off the debt that I'm about to incur in my new house. So, my goal is to play as much as I can and work as much as I can. And right now I'm in a... Like, I turned 37 years old this year. I've been playing for 25 years now. I've almost won every single type of tournament there is and there has been in the history of the game since its inception in terms of organized play with when Pokemon took charge up until today, right? So I still want to play as much as possible, and I'm a very competitive person, and I feel like being competitive... No, they have Shaman too. What the heck? Anyways, and so as long as, like, the more competitive I am, the better my commentary is, right? So that's always going to stay. But I'm also, like I said, 37 years old, and I cannot make, like... Well, I can. I can make silly decisions, but I'm not going to. I can make decisions in terms of what I want to do in life, and choosing to play instead of commentate in events. Like, whenever I have an opportunity to either commentate or play, I will always choose to commentate because I have a lot of things to pay for, right? And I'm an adult person. I'm heading into 4 years old, right? So I cannot say no to consistent work, right? Having said that, I will always try to play as much as I can, right? So my goal is to have as much work as possible, which, well, and that will lead to me being able to do many things in my life, and hopefully that leads to many more things in the future. And yeah, so I want to play as much as I can, but I'm not 25 years old anymore where I could travel the world. I feel like I was the first one to travel the world playing, and I've top caught a tournament in every single region. I don't know how many people can say that. So yeah, basically I'm getting old and I have a lot of things to pay for, so I'll work as much as I can, and I will also try to play as much as I can, because playing a lot makes me a better commentator as well. Lagmaster Dan, I don't think so. I don't think those are poorly designed cards. I think if you are losing to those cards, then there's probably room for improvement for yourself as a player in terms of both deck building and decision making. Some players were saying that those cards were ban worthy. I don't think so. I mean, the cards are very purposely designed, like from Pokemon's perspective. So I don't think they will ever make those sort of decisions. Like, I don't think we will ever see another standard format card ban, like for the rest of Pokemon TCG. The last one was what? The Lysander's trump card, right? So I don't think that's ever going to happen again. It's been how long since it happened? So people just like to complain, right? They lose to something and then they want to complain. Any cards that lock you out of a mechanic are poorly designed? No, you just want all mechanics to be draw, attack, numbers and add and subtract? No, right? Like, the game is more complex than that. So find a way to unlock yourself out of those mechanics, have the right counters, have the right everything. Yeah, if they were so broken and so good, then everyone would be playing them. Literally everyone would be playing them, and that is not the case, right? So No. I will respectfully disagree. Okay. That boss on the Kadabra was very poor. I feel like I definitely should have targeted either the Psyduck or the Shaman. Because now I'm down to 1 boss's orders and 1 counter catcher. Which is unusable at this point in time. That Shaman is so annoying though. Okay. I do, however, have the possibility. Well, it's just stupid resistance. Okay, how about I go. Okay, this is the plan. I'm gonna go boss the Shaman. And I will attack the Shaman and the Fest. That's gonna be the plan. But yeah, going boss KO on Kadabra was very bad. You and you. The damage does go through because Shaman does not protect rule box Pokemon. I feel like that's something that many people forget, including myself. I've definitely forgotten that part. And now I've set up a situation where once counter catcher works, I can win. Right? Assuming my opponent will recover the Shaman, that's fine. I just need to make sure I have double Greninjas, and then once my opponent goes down to 2 or 1 prize cards, then I can go counter catcher the Psyduck, for example, and KO Psyduck and Fez, or KO Shaman and Fez. So that seemed like the game-winning play. The amount of bench protection that LSM has is insane, but needed, yeah. It is. Alright, they're gonna go boss onto the Pidgeot. That's perfectly fine by me. Are they not going to replace the... if they don't replace the Shaman, then I just win. Right? Unless... Do I still have... No, I have an Ignition Energy available. Okay, they didn't replace Shaman, so we're good. Nobody cared for SVI Vanediax. Item lock is not a broken thing. Yeah, I mean, it has to be combined with like powerful cards as well, right? But yeah, it's like, it's good that there's multiple strategies available in the game. Like, that's definitely a good thing. Look, there's the evil bot. Grab our Pidgeot. Let's grab our water. Okay, I need my last 2 Ignition Energy to not be my last 2 prizes. Or my opponent can just give up. Sure, that works too. That works too. 37 still good. You turn 39 in April and you feel so strange close to 40, seeing how life is short and goes so quick. I know, Dragonite, I know. And honestly, like, what's weirdest to me is like, I don't think, like, there's definitely, physically, I can tell there's a difference in terms of like my energy levels, my athleticism, everything, right? When I was 27. But honestly, I don't think, like, in my head, I can't, like, I don't understand how I'm heading into 4 years old. Like, that's that's like, how the heck, first off, like, how the heck did I make it all the way here? That's like the first big question that I always ask myself, like, how on earth have I made it through alive 37 years? That's like question number 1. And then Call for Family is gonna come in so clutch here. And then question number 2 is like how? Like, I don't know. It's like, you definitely always imagine having things figured out by a certain point in your life. And I definitely have things figured out to a certain extent, but I also feel like I'm improvising every single day of my life. Like, literally every single day is just like, well, I hope I don't screw up too badly today. I hope I get to make some money today. I hope I get to relax today. It's like every day it feels like just completely, not completely new, but just completely made up. That's the word. Every day feels made up when you're an adult. And it's like, I generally thought by heading into 40, I would have a lot more things figured out. So it's like an interesting contrast there. Where sure, I have a lot of things figured out, but I also have way more things that I have not figured out. And every day I'm winging it, and every day I'm like just trying to survive, right? Yeah, I don't know. it's a weird feeling heading into 40. Because it also feels like just yesterday I was heading into 30. And yeah, 2025 was also a very, like, on a personal level, it was a very tough year. Overall, no. All right, never mind. I agree. Let's ban this card. Why are we playing this card in freaking? I don't even know what this is. But why are we playing this card? No. All right. Well, we have Call for Family, so that's good. And we found a Froakie. Like, I'll take this. Do I DOS Clubs KO the Bodyu? That's the question. Or, I mean, if my opponent's just using Bodyu after Bodyu, we're probably fine. So, now this hand is pretty dead, though. I kind of feel like I'm gonna need Fez. And then, the problem is, if I get Pidgey, then they KO Froakie, I'm in trouble. If they KO... Ugh. Okay, let's check the stadium. The stadium could dictate... Okay, the stadium is available. So then... Let's just grab Froakie Pidgey. Because I have Pidgeotto, I have the other Pidgeotto, I have the other Greninja, I have a Frogadier, so as long as I don't top deck Pidgeotto, I can still get myself out of this spot, if you will. Or I can get into the Greninja as well. And then Greninja's quick search for the candy as well. Hopefully there's not a lot of hand disruption in this build, but I have no clue what I'm up against. We'll see. Jonathan, thank you so much. Thank you so much. It was great having you here. Thanks so much for joining as well. And yeah, Dragon Knight, take it easy. I do try to take it easy. Yeah. I definitely try my best to not stress too much. Like, I feel like that's what I'm always striving for, right? Just reducing stress, reducing like in general, making sure that I have the most enjoyment that I can, and I reduce the stress the most that I can. That's always like the goal. Streaming is pretty relaxing lately when I'm not tilting. I'm trying to like have money saved up to have less financial stress. I try to eat well. I try to exercise, all the good stuff. All right. But yeah, I'm definitely, my goal in life right now is to just be calm. Right? Like that's all I can hope for is to just like be calm, be cool. That's always a goal. And speaking of being calm, we're gonna knock this Pheasantipity out to little bits and pieces. Yeah, I definitely need to kick the exercise up a notch myself. Those are good. They're definitely great options to have. Gym and running. I used to exercise way more than I currently am. I've definitely been more active this past month. I've lost a solid amount of weight as well as of late, which makes me very happy, and I'm feeling much better, and I want to keep that up. Hopefully by the next time you all see me on commentary, there will be a very big difference between Pablo at LAIC and Pablo at whatever is my next event, which I can't reveal. But yeah, hopefully there will be an important visual difference, and there will definitely be an important health difference for me. There already is. Wild Pablo, when he gets Marty to the bad hand, is just a pass. Yeah, that used to happen a lot. I do feel like I tilt less now, but I also, like, my involvement in terms of the competitive game is also lower now. I feel like I get easily tilted the most when there's like a lot at stake, right? And when I used to do like Marty and whatnot, like my whole life depended on me showcasing my competitive ability. And when something that was out of my control that didn't allow me to, I got really tilted. These days, I have commentary, right? That's where I can showcase my knowledge, my ability, whatnot. I have decent results despite being a full-time commentator as well, so I do feel like I tilt less, but I still tilt quite a bit. Alright, Greninja X was pretty fun to use, gave us some pretty good games, I think. Hopefully some good ones for highlighting later on YouTube. But now let's jump into Flareon Box. All right, let me change this. You're so sad. I lost a game against Tord with Mewtwo VMAX. Mewtwo VMAX? Was it Mewtwo GX? Mewtwo and Mew? Was it Dragon? I don't remember. But yeah, I've lost a ton to Tord. I've also beaten him, but oh yeah. It was no, when I lost to Tord in top 4 with Mew VMAX was at EUIC. At EUIC, I lost. I won a super long game 1, and then I lost games 2 and 3 because I lost game 2 because I didn't draw well, and I lost game 3 because I didn't draw too well and I misplayed. I ultra balled the way I judged, which I should have just played. If I played that judge, I think like everything would have changed. So yeah, I was pretty sad to lose that one as well, especially after beating him in day 2 Swiss rounds 2-0 pretty decisively. All right, that's not it. Let me grab the deck. All right. Thank you, Darren. Yeah, I think you're referring to game 1 where I saved all my power tablets to 1-hit KO his guard EX in that cool turn. Alright, now we're going to be playing with Flareon Box, a very toolboxy deck. As you can see, there's a lot of singles in this deck. I mean, I wouldn't count like the Hoot is a single, sure, but like we have a 1-1 Pidgeot line with the quick search ability. We have the Flareon with the burning charge attack. Does a lot of damage. Carnelian also does a lot of damage, which is pretty cool to see. We have one of the EV boosted evolution, which can evolve in the active. We have one of EVEX with the Rainbow DNA, which allows us to evolve into either Flareon EX or our Leafeon EX with the Verdant Storm attack, doing 60 damage for each energy attached to all of your opponent's Pokemon, or the Mossa Gate attack, doing 230 damage and healing 60 from all of your bench 100 damage from all of your bench Pokemon. Now, Leafeon EX, pretty powerful attacker as well. There's quite a few grass type weakness Pokemon out there, such as Charizard and such as Grimmsnarl, as well as Mega Absol, so very nice to have all this type coverage. We also have Wellspring Ogerpon to threaten with Torrential Pump attacks, combined with Sparkling Crystal and the Crispins, which honestly I'm very surprised there's only one copy in this deck. This is the top 32 list from Stuttgart. I would definitely love a second or even a third Crispin in this. We do have the Glass Trumpet as a way to accelerate energy as well. Of course, we have the Burning Charge attack in order to lead into that, but we want to start with early pressure with the Wellspring, and we don't have a great follow-up with a Crispin into a Flareon or something. Could see that causing us problems, but this is what we're going to play with. We have the Trapos as well as a solid attacker. We have the Gladius for mobility. We have Fezandipity as a potential attacker as well, but also as for the Flip the Script ability, of course. And we have Briar in case we can sneak that extra price card as a possible win condition. And we have Black Belt's Training to increase the damage of all of our Pokemon, most especially Carnelian, going up all the way to 320 damage, allowing us to 1-KO things like Dragapult TX. And we also have the ability to use Gravity Mountain and Vitality Band as well if we want to reach those higher numbers. Black Belt plus Vitality Band with Flareon's Carnelian does 1-KO a Charizard EX as well. And Vitality Band combined with Torrential Pump allows us to KO both Solrock and Lunatone, or a Monkidori as well, or a double Monkidori potentially in a single turn. So this super toolboxy deck, very, very good. I love that it has Tool Scrapper as well. I feel like every time I play any sort of Terra Box, I'm always wishing there was Tool Scrapper in my deck, and thankfully there is one now. And yeah, let's jump into a ladder, see what we can do. Big disclaimer, I have not played with this particular version of Flareon Box in a very long time, so we'll have to see how the misplays go. Alrighty, did the music stop? No, it did not. A different song, I guess. All right. Jump into the ladder, Rudy. All right, EV Box is so goated. It's your favorite deck to play. Yeah, I mean, with so many options, I can definitely see how it's very fun for sure. All right, yeah, Dragonite losing that game to Tord Reklev in top 4 of a UIC definitely hurt. It was also gonna be like I have made. You want to go first with this, right? I've made Championship Sunday once before at OCIC, but that was the one IC, the one international championship that was not live streamed is the one that I made the finals in. So it's like, ugh, very unfortunate. Almost as unfortunate as this hand in particular, which is really, really bad. I am going first. Ugh. A very, very bad hand. No out to... Okay, well, I mean, I guess that improves it a little bit. Yeah, that definitely improves it a ton. I'm gonna be forced to go into Leafeon though, which is sad. But I'll be able to play, I guess. We'll see. We'll see. Bodyu plus Dreepy into the Arven. Okay, so this is a weird Dragapult deck. Yeah, Salamand, like that makes sense, but then that means you're delaying the Wellspring. Like you're not gonna be doing it on turn 2, you're gonna be doing it on turn 3, right? And if you're doing it on turn 3, your opponent might have evolved out of the situation where Wellspring is an actual threat, right? So that's like my issue, if you will, with that. Okay, so we see the Ichi Pollen. Very sad to see. Okay. That actually helps a solid bit. That lets me get a KO. Okay, so let me think this through. Now I can Noctowl for, assuming it's in there, I have to assume it's in there, probably Dawn plus the tool. Right? Dawn plus the tool. That Terabagos was pretty clutch. No, there's no Dawn. Okay. Dang it. Wait, do I even play? I do play one Dawn, no? No, I don't play Dawn. Okay, so I couldn't find Dawn because it's just not in the deck. Alright. I definitely need the tool. Well, do I though? I'm gonna get Flareon and an energy anyways. Well, maybe it's a Cyrano. Yeah. Alright, that's gonna be the play. It's gonna be Cyrano plus the Sparkling Crystal. And then Cyrano will get me Flareon, Eevee, and the Wellspring. And I have Jet Energy for Wellspring next turn. Yeah, that's gonna be the plan. And I have the Leafeon potential for an eventual Charizard. So, okay. Not the best, not the worst. Let's go Sparkling Crystal the active. And I'm not gonna attach energy, we're just gonna Burning Charge. Or Bodyu gets wrecked. And then we get the 2 energies on the Teal Mask to threaten next turn. We are now free from the item lock. We get a Hoot Hoot. Not bad. Not the best. Not the worst. We can get 2 more prizes next turn. Having a Hoot Hoot down. I honestly might prefer having Fest down. That might actually be better overall. Not sure. We'll see. Depends. I mean, we could get Ionode for sure. And Jamie GG and Grateful Boogie, thanks so much for the follow. Sorry, I missed it. Start fast bench Eevee and set up for a potential snipe start. It's just I wasn't even guaranteed Allman Day. I wasn't guaranteed even three, like a third energy. So I did consider it starting Fez, but I needed to top deck something good anyways to get myself into the game. So I figured might as well just lead into the Flareon, you know, give myself the option. But yes, there was definitely merit to going for the Fez start instead. And yes, only one Crispin definitely feels weird to say the least. All right. So I need to know the formula for Dragapult decks to get double Dracloak under turn 2, because if you've seen my streams of Dragapults, pulling that off feels like the most difficult thing in the world. All right, so what's their plan now? They debating, I guess they're debating on who to retreat, because I do threaten with Wellspring. They could just leave the Monkey Dory in the active for sure. They could go into a second Bodyu, maybe? Goodbye Halucha. I'll ask once again, any Hollow Knight gamers out there? Because I feel like the highlight of 2025, like I love playing video games. I definitely wish I had more time to play. My highlight was beating 100%ing Hollow Knight. I was like, that gave me hope that I still got it. Gave me hope that I still got it. Oof, okay. So this could be a Charizard response. And I don't have a good response to that. Why? Because I didn't get to play Fan Rotom, I didn't get to Pidgeot. I have the Leafeon in hand, but it's not doing me good. You made it to a last boss and just quit? No! Wait, I mean the last boss is in from the DLC and to 113% the game, or the last boss like Hollow Knight? Yeah, I 100% did it. I was very surprised because I definitely don't like Metroidvanias, but wow, Hollow Knight was insane. Like that, what a game. I'm putting off Silsong because I was definitely like, Hollow Knight is a grind. 100% Hollow Knight is quite a grind. So right now I'm alternating between Pokemon Crystal and Zelda Oracle of Ages. I've just been trying to like go back and play a lot of games that I didn't get to play from various eras of my life. Especially Zeldas. I definitely haven't played enough Zelda. I feel like I discovered Zelda a little too late. Okay, so I think now I just attack the active, right? Going into Wellspring doesn't make much sense. I get some energy on the Eevee. Take a prize with Wellspring. That doesn't accomplish much and leaves my board pretty bare bones. So I'm gonna do Burning Charge. Unfortunately, I can't attach to Pokemon. Might have to commit to the Eevee. Yeah. I mean, Leafeon wasn't KOing anyways because they only have 2 energy in play. So that's only 240 damage. You need them to have 3 energy in play so you can 1-KO them. So yeah, not the greatest attack. If they KO Eevee, I have Fez. Or maybe a Flareon KO. If they KO Fez, I have the Leafeon. Oh, no way. Well, never mind. Team Rocket's Watchtower stops EVEX's Rainbow DNA. So I can no longer evolve until I play down a stadium. Dang. Fair play to my opponent. Fair play. Control play. Okay, yeah. I mean, the story is fantastic. The gameplay, it's also, like I said, Metroidvanias are not my style of game, but wow. Like, the battling and everything, I don't know. The game was so good that it compensated the fact that I don't like Metroidvanias. And interested in Metroid Prime 4, I actually have never played any Metroid Prime games. So I got the first one for the GameCube, and I tried playing it, and I didn't like it. But that was also, what, 20 years ago? Maybe more? Um, so if or when I give Metroid Prime 4 a try, I probably want to play the first three beforehand. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I was very excited for Donkey Kong Bonanza, and I played it for like 20 minutes, and I did not like it overall. All right, I'm gonna go into the Wellspring in case I'm able to like find boss, right? Get a double knockout, but yeah, this is not looking good. Is there anything else I could want to bench right now? No, I want to thin. I want to get the Pidgey. Well, let's go flip the scripts. All right, Noctowl, Ultra Ball. What? Oh my god, that is insane. That was like worst case scenario. Gosh, stupid Team Rocket's Watchtower just won them the game, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've lost them. So sad. Alright. Let's not deal with two Charizard. How about that? Man, what an awful draw of the Fez. Serendipity definitely did not flip the scripts. And that prize is not a good one. You like Zelda or Metroid? That's fair. I'm a big Donkey Kong fan. I was very excited for Donkey Kong because I love Donkey Kong 64, but I feel like it hasn't aged well. And I did not like Donkey Kong Banana. I don't know. It didn't feel right. I did not like it. Um, so yeah. I won't be playing Metroid anytime soon. I would be lying if I said I would. It's maybe on my to-do list, but there's so many other games that I really want to play. Very excited about Final Fantasy VII, the remake that's coming out for Switch 2. I played the original. I never beat Sephiroth in the final battle, and so I want to see. Yeah, all right, you got it. I want to see. I don't know. I really want to play the remake for sure. And then I need to play The Last of Us. I want to play Astrobot. I want to play Horizon Zero Dawn 1 and 2. I need to play Spider-Man 2. It's just so many video games and so little time. When I play the most is when I'm at airports and traveling. And, wow, 2002. Yeah, so over 20 years ago. Yeah, when I play the most is when I get to travel and whatnot. Like those sort of like sit down and play for long hours. I can play the shorter games like Pokemon games, Pokemon Crystal or Zelda Oracle of Ages. Those go by a little bit faster, or I can like sit down, play for 30 minutes, advance quite a bit, and they're not as complicated or not as story driven, if you will. But yeah. So many games on my backlog, and then new games keep coming out. It's impossible to keep up with everything. All right, so I'm probably gonna fan call for. Well, I have Ultra Ball, right? Ultra Ball needs to get me a Terra Pokemon. Don't have Latias for mobility either. Will have to attach energy. Okay, so I think I'm gonna grab these. do have Glass Trumpet this turn, but I guess I'll grab the Eevee. The Terra Eevee. Hopefully we don't go up against another Night much. Oh wait. I shouldn't have, I grabbed this Hood to discard and keep the. That's my bad. It's fine, I guess. No, I discarded the wrong energy too. Yeah, I did this the other way around. Definitely did not do this the right way through. Oh well. It is what it is. The water should be in the active and the fire should be on the bench. That was very dumb. You are a Castlevania and a Metroid fan, Smoke? Yeah, I mean, understand. I've never played a Castlevania. I've never played a Metroid game. It's just too, like, I love exploring, but I also, maybe, like I said, I'm old. I really prefer straightforward games. Like linear gameplay, and like I know where I'm starting and where I'm heading, as opposed to like the whole back and forth I find very tedious. And despite that, Hollow Knight, amazing game. Astrobot is the best of the bunch. Yeah, so I don't have a PlayStation 5. I really want one, and they're definitely getting a lot cheaper. But like I said, like what I need is the Switch equivalent to PlayStation. That's what I need. Wow, we're up against Greninja. That's what I need. A Switch equivalent for PlayStation games. And I know there's a PlayStation Portal, but that's not good enough, I don't think. That's like, because you need to be connected to the cloud, right? And when I'm in a flight, I'm not connected to the cloud. Alright, so we're gonna get Cyrano and the Crystal. The Cyrano will get me Flareon that I want, will get me a Fez, and will get me you. Yeah, I need to be careful. Benching. Do I jet energy? No. Alright. Do I bench the Hood? I think I want to stagger the Hood. We're just gonna take the KO for now. I need a good price here. And yeah, let's attach the fire to myself or Carnelian. I could, if I find Noctowl, if I find it's not useful. If I find Noctowl, Ultra Ball, or the Black Belt's training, or the Stadium, I could knock out a potential incoming Greninja. We'll see. Hey, Juan Chamat, thanks so much for being here. Why are we playing Petrel here? I mean, yeah, okay, that's the answer. As an out to Grand Tree. That makes sense. Yeah, like I don't know if I'll ever play Castlevania. I think I will play Metroid at some point, especially the 2D games. Like after Hollow Knight, I feel like I owe it to the genre to play the original games that led to that, right? So maybe I'll play a Castlevania, but not anytime soon. Like I'm even procrastinating making a list of all the games that I want to play or need to play that I haven't played yet. Like I need a list of games that I want to play, a list of games that I want to play again, and I want to have a list of games that I've completed lifetime. I wish I could like have that sort of record. I'll eventually get down to that. Yeah, I priced so many basic energies, right? There were 2 available. There's 3 in play right now, so I priced what, like four energies, something crazy like that. Okay, there's a Greninja. There's the Shinobi Blade. No KO, which is fine. All right, and we get a good top deck. Attacking for 280 is also fine-ish. I could go boss KO Pidgeot as well. I don't mind that too much. I don't mind going boss KO the Pidgeot. Probably better than attacking into the Greninja. I don't know how much better though. Probably better. Okay, if I bench the Eevee... No, you need to have the Pokemon to be in play for a turn. Yeah, so I can't use the Eevee. But Eevee has the evolution ability anyway. Okay, well, let's do that. I could do what my opponent did to me with like Jet and then trap this dude to buy time. That doesn't seem worth it though, so I'm just gonna go KO. Like, I kind of want to bench the Hoot, but then if they grab the thing, which maybe that's not bad. Like if I bench another Hoot, that's actually no. Okay, so benching another Hoot is probably correct. So hear me out. If they go KO both Hoots, my Flareon lives. If they KO Flareon and a Hoot, I have the other Hoot available. So it's sort of like a win-win, no matter what they KO. Of course, I can't Carnelian next turn, but I do have the Jet Energy. So we just open the door. Alright, so we see the Hilda. They could also get a triple KO with Dusknoir, right? Dusknoir KO both of these. But they just grab the Frogadier and the energy. When it comes to Metroid, you're in a good spot. The first two Metroids already have remakes. Oh, really? A Super Metroid is the masterpiece. Fusion is your favorite, and Dread is a dream that became true in 2021. Okay, those are definitely some good references. Victor, those are definitely some good references. I'll keep those in mind. Okay, so, yep, my opponent can KO Flareon and both Hoots now with the Dusknoir, but it would open up a possibility of Blood Moon KO Fez. So we'll see. I have my own Fez. They already played Hilda, so I will be able to utilize Fez myself. Weird spot though, for sure. Like, hitting Blood Moon boss of a Fez with no Hoot in play is such a high roll, especially after I used a boss. Okay, so there's the Dusknoir. This will probably be an energy, right? oh, okay, it's a Blood Moon. Okay. Okay, friend. There's the Blood Moon. There's the Blood Moon. There's the energy. So yeah, Hoot and Flareon going down. Yeah, if I bench the Fez, my opponent doesn't have two clear prizes right now, but they will if I bench the Fez. They didn't Shinobi play this turn, so they might not have boss. It would be super high roll if I up deck the... if I find boss off of this Fez though. One turn too late, stupid Noctowl. Alright, I think I do it. Like, I don't have a better play. Oh wait, no, I do. I actually do. My better play is to just do 70, because 70 plus 240 is 310. That's my better play. Oh, but if they have the energy, they just... Never mind. Oh, if they have the energy, they just win. Oops. Is there any way I can stop that? I mean, they had to heal up for the energy last turn. It's just, if I bench Fez, they have two options to. I'm just gonna do it. Yeah, I'm just gonna do it. If they have the ignition, they win. And there's no stopping that. If I bench Fez, they can win with ignition or with boss. So it's a lot more outs. And they do have it, yep. Yeah, this game, I just, like, the early game did not work. I had no follow-up. Those Cyranos just feel so underwhelming. And it was all because of this stupid item lock. That's always the problem. The item lock is always the problem, because then that's completely denying the Pidgeot. Could have grabbed the Pidgey though. I could have given myself the opportunity to Pidgeot and I didn't. So that was probably a mistake. I ended up discarding the energy anyway. Instead of the third Hood, I should have grabbed the Pidgey. That's what I should. With energy, they had it either way. Yeah, exactly. So, but like if I bench Fez, they can have one of their two bosses' orders or the energy. If I don't bench Fez, then so if they have two, if they assuming they play 3 ignition and 2 boss orders, like I did, right? They already use 1 ignition, so that leaves them 2 outs to win the game. If I bench the Fez, that's 4 outs to win the game. So reducing your opponent's outs, like it doesn't matter what they have, like what they already have in their hand. What matters is what options you give them in terms of probability, right? Because sure, this time they had the ignition. Other times they might not have had it, right? So that's the thing. Okay, are we going first? Yes. Oh, I chose to go second. Oops, that's my bad. That's so dumb to choose to go second here. I should not have chosen second. Okay. Grinsnarl always starts Puffin, even though they don't play 4, and always starts Secret Box in their hand every time. Thank you, Control. I mean, yeah, we're here, like I said, like, my intention is to, yeah, it's all about the analysis, right? Making the right decision as much as possible is always the goal. So it doesn't matter if your opponent, like your opponent is definitely heavily favored to win. Right? So it doesn't matter whether they already have the card in their hand or not. You don't know what they have, right? And there was no way for me to stop them from having the ignition energy. And I could have retreated into Noctowl, and that way Noctowl's resistance stops them from drawing. So the counterpoint to that is like, if you bench Fez, you give yourself a chance to win that turn. And that's like the counterpoint to what I said. So I don't know. There's definitely many ways that could have gone. All right, like I definitely could have tried. There was merit to just going bench Fez, see if I get the boss. But I feel like the chance of them not having ignition is higher than of me finding my other copy of boss sword. Pidgey's now prized, so another game. No. Another game with no... Another game with no... Can't speak to... Another game with no Pidgeot in this deck. So we took away their Spike Muth, they go Lily. Secret Box time. Old Monkey, Morgram on the bench. And for example, this is the sort of situation where I really wish I had the opportunity to use Wellspring instead of having to commit to a Flareon and then into the... That energy is a very good top deck. Energy is a very good top deck because we have the Sparkling Crystal. Should evolve both. So yes, this does mean that I will not be able to I will not be able to use Leafeon to 1-KO them, right? But if they only have to, well, there's an energy on Monkey Dory. Maybe that was a mistake. Maybe that wasn't. Alright. Do I expect them to play Tool Trapper? No. I'm just gonna power myself up. I should have checked. I did not check. I should have checked for the Black Belts training, because Gravity Mountain is not enough. Unless they evolve into a Frostlass, then it would be enough. There was merit to going Noctowl, benching a Wellspring, establishing that. We'll see. With only one Grimmsnarl though, if I can knock that out immediately, I'm feeling pretty good. Feeling Pretty good. You go Arven. Off in for an Impidimp, maybe. Okay, Secret Box, TM Evo. That makes sense. That will get them their Puffin. We'll get them a follow-up supporter. Lose a Grim. Not too shabby. Okay, Stadium, Iono, Puffin, Balloon. Not bad. Now, they will have to high roll off the Iono, Candy, Grim, if they want to have some sort of open. I still have to high roll Black Belt not being prized. And I feel like today, prizes have not been very kind to me. We'll see. Like 9 out of 10 times it is there. But it could not be there. And I definitely did not check. If I had checked, I don't know if I played any different. Alright. Please just be there. It was there. Good. What's the other card? So I definitely should be knowing what I'm going to get before I commit to it. Have Ultra Roll for a follow-up Noctowl. My Hood is not threatened. I do like Neswall, just establish the Wellspring for future potential threats, right? If that Jet Energy was not a Jet Energy and it was literally any other energy and I could preemptively attach to Wellspring, that would be insane. However, this deck does play Energy Switch, so I can still pull off a Wellspring attack next turn. But getting rid of the Grimmsnarl right here is pretty good. We do know we are getting Iono here in this coming turn, so there was no way for me to protect from that with the Noctowl, so we are going to be at the mercy of the Iono. Unfortunately, Carnelian is this Pokemon can't attack and not this Pokemon can't use Carnelian during the next turn. Alright, so can they find their one of Rare Candy? Maybe they play 2, but still not great odds for them, or shouldn't be great odds. They do find a Noctowl, which is nice. Noctowl find is good. Okay, so there's a Morgrem. I can't go after the Morgrem though, unfortunately. Okay, well. No, yeah, I still can't. I can't Jet and Boss in the same turn. I could. No. This doesn't play Switch or Air Balloon. No. No Switch and no Air Balloon. Dang. Okay. So. I mean, taking another knockout is still pretty good though. Question is, can I? Do I even have the energies to touch? I do not. I will need energy switch, but this leaves me in a pretty bare bones situation. Energy switch plus Hilda is pretty bad as well. Okay, so then energy switch plus Lily. Oh, there's no Lily. This doesn't play Lily. This is a play here. Energy switch plus Iono? Just I won't have any follow-up to that. I guess I'll draw a few more cards. Okay. I do get to power up the Teal Mask. The Wellspring, I mean. And threaten game with a potential boss. I'm not gonna be finding anytime soon. Like setting up a 2-hit KO on a thing is also not bad. Alright, I have a feeling I'm gonna Burning Charge again. Okay, I'm not sold on this spread of energies, that's for sure. This is gonna be a tight close to the game. Blood Moon is useful. Blood Moon is useful. Opponent. Yes, Flareon Box can donk Salad Man indeed. With a with a boosted evolution EV. Alright. There's the Frostless. They failed the Spike Myth. Because they discard a Grim. Okay, there's the other Grim. Yeah, there's a Grim. No problem, no problem. Okay, triple Monkey Dory is pretty scary, not gonna lie. Oh. Only one energy left in the deck. That is huge. They attached energy to the Monkey Dory, right? Yes. Alright, so huge misplay by my opponent. Only one energy for the Grim. Not available to... We're not getting attacked. They have to give up on something. They can't trap with Clutch either. They could just tank a hit. Yeah, unfortunately for me, my hand is dead as per usual. Oof. Fortunate. Dang. 2-card hand for them. They could wipe my board, honestly. Don't I have game if I attach energy on the Flareon? How, though? Carnelian doesn't KO the Grimmsnarl. It comes up short, and they could have, like, counter-catcher KO the Flareon, right? So how could I have game? 280 is not enough. Like, right now I have 3 attackers. Definitely not in a good spot now. TMD was gonna be pretty harsh, potentially. Okay, and now they're gonna go for the switching strategy. So we still have Jet energies, but it's like I have 6 cards in my discard pile. That is insane. That is insane. 6 cards in my discard pile. Ugh. Cards in my discard pile. Okay, they could TM Devo, take 5 prime. Oh no, I don't have anything. I'm in a lot of trouble here. It's crazy that I have 6 cards in my pile. Okay, so Noctolls are going down, Fan Rotom is going down. There's a price card. Yeah. I mean, okay, so I think now I need to sob. Is this the 50 HP? It is, right? Okay. So they take 5 price cards this turn. Oh no, they don't. Oh, they don't KO this Eevee though. They didn't KO the Eevee EX. So they only take 3, which means... No, they take 4. Okay, so Sob should be pretty decent here. This KOs my Eevee, sure. Seems like they... Yeah, they didn't need to KO the Rotom. They needed more damage on the Eevee. Which, honestly, I would have preferred if they had... That had happened. Oh my gosh. There's the Gravity Mountain. If I can find boss's orders here... I can find one of my 2 balls. Oh no, I need energy too. Never mind. Oh my gosh. I have the chance to win this. I need energy boss. And I win with either one, right? Energy boss and I win with either one. And it has to be this turn. No. Dang it, I got energy. Oh wait, no. I think no. This has how much HP? 80. They will have 80 damage in play. Uh yeah, if I sob, they still win. Dang. One boss's orders. So actually I wish. Wait, I do? No. If they had killed the Flareon, they would have won. Never mind. They? Oh yeah, if they had killed the Flareon, they would have won. I'm 10 damage away from 2. Vitality Band would have done it well. Need Vitality Band or boss. Unfortunate. Oh wait. Maybe. No. Then they just. But maybe they don't have energy. Yes. Killing the Frostlass means they don't have enough damage to KO the Flareon. So now they need energy to KO the active. They do have 30. But yeah, so they can KO the active, they have energy. By KO the Frostlass, I protect myself, but they're probably just gonna have. Oh, there's 80 damage in the active. Never mind. Yeah, so it was a lose-lose. There was no way. I needed to win that turn. Yeah, just didn't draw all the pieces. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm always doing something wrong with these, like Terra Box or this. I always feel like I get very far ahead and then I just hit a brick wall and then every time just make a comeback. I never have like a solid enough field to actually make something happen. To like close out games. I never get to that point. And Ionos just keep screwing me over. Yeah, it's why I guess thinking about Merida, I know I'm not playing Dragapult, and I know I'm probably not playing these Fan Rotom reliant decks. I just don't resonate with me. So many pieces, like I don't know. I feel like I'm barely ever like I'm always trying to find one piece and I whiff majorly, and now trying to find multiple pieces. Ugh. Not my cup of tea. Okay, well there's a Pidgey and there's an Eevee. So probably discarding the Terrapagos and the Noctowl. Fan Rotom. Good price in Noctowl, that's fine. Okay. Grab double Hoot plus the Noctowl. We're benching everyone. And we have Crispin. We have the tool. We have Lightning Energy priced, but that's it. Looking decent, at the very least. Looking decent. So the question is, do I jet into the Eevee? Or I'll just attach to the Wellspring? We'll see. Only one maybe with only one Crispin, just have to force the Flareon. Maybe that's what you have to do. We do get Ionode out of her Noctowls into a dead hand once again. It's a skill issue to play straightforward decks. It's definitely not. It's definitely not. I do feel like every deck, like just because you play a deck with more moving pieces doesn't make you better at the game, right? I think it's connected to where the more decisions to be made, that's where, like, if there's only 2 or 3 decisions to be made per turn, you're less likely to make a mistake. But your opponent is also more likely to predict whatever you are trying to do, right? So I think, like, I don't think it's a skill issue, right? Because we've seen many amazing players. Like, off the top of my head, I think about Caleb Gedimer winning a regional with Raging Bolt, right? Which is considered, like, it's always made fun of as a crayon deck or whatever it is, right? So I don't think it's a skill issue. I think whatever gives you the most confidence to win any given game or any given tournament, that's what you should play. And sometimes the straightforward decks are extremely powerful, and those are the ones you should play. And other times, the slower or more control-y or more setup-based decks are the ones that you should be playing, and that's fine. So I don't think it's a skill issue. Like, no one should ever brag about having more skill than someone else just because they play a deck with more moving. Bro. 7 item cards. How do I get a Ionode into 7 item cards? Like, if I had 1 energy, I KO both of these and it's a completely different game. Now, it's my opponent's gonna have the initiative. My opponent's gonna knock out the Wellspring, and knock out my Pidgey or my Eevee. That's game. Hey Supreme, how's it going? We are out here trying to survive Flareon Box. Like, I don't know how people win with this deck, basically. That's the conclusion of today is I don't know how people win with this deck. Trying to grind the ladder. I mean, honestly, I've been getting some decent games to the point where, like, I don't feel like I'm missing out on games. But, like, we've had some skillful games and whatnot. So I'd just be, whether I was in Arceus or whether I'm in, I don't know what rank I'm at, that's fine. But yes, it is annoying to have to grind up again and again and again. And, like, we haven't had a new set, so I don't even know why we had a reset. Like, that doesn't make sense. I think that's the biggest issue. Why are we having mid-season resets for no reason? You've played against Loging and Sam like 10 games in a row. Okay, yeah, I can see how that gets annoying. Like, for sure. And the Alexams are playing like 4 battle cages, right? So you could be like, yeah, I'll just play Dragapult and wreck them, or just at least add Shaman. At least add Shaman to your deck to avoid Slowking. Alright, well, there's the Dragapult. Wow, they even discarded Dragapult. That's how good they're drawing. Yeah, like, see, this, I can never accomplish this when I'm playing Dragapult. I don't know how you do it. Like, I never Iono my opponents into 7 item cards and GG. Ever. Hey, Van Grouch, how are you doing? Like the emotes, the Zelda emotes. We are so dead. Like, what could Iono even give me? How do we even deal with a Dragapult once this is set up? You're that guy with Alexam. That's fair. That's fair. Again, I understand the appeal of Alexam. We have not won a game with this deck, right? I'm doing good. Starting to tilt with Flareon Box. And wow, thanks so much for the bits, Daddy Supreme. It's been a long time since I've received bits in Twitch, obviously because I haven't streamed, right? But even when I did, it was a rare occurrence. So thank you so much. Very appreciated. Hola Sefi, todo bien y tú? Van Grouch, thanks so much for the follow as well. Yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in, hanging out. Appreciate it. We're out here struggling with Flareon Box to get a win. 7 item cards after the body. Crazy. Thanks so much for the follow as well. Alright, we're gonna mulligan. Our opponent will immediately know what they're up against. Get an Eevee. We have Ultra Ball for Fenrotom. Eevee might be really good after rotation. I mean, potentially. Okay, now we have a Terra. Not a big fan of this discard, but it is what it is. Definitely want to get an attachment on the actual. This will definitely find me. Okay, can I set up? I priced Pidgey. Oh my god. I wanted to grab Pidgey so I can finally establish Pidgeot, and it's impossible. Why do you even play Pidgeot? High rolling. Ugh. This is so dumb. So dumb. Alright. I'm giving all hope. I'm giving up all hope with this deck. Like all of it. All of it. What did I think about Mega Zygarde? I actually did a video on it. If you check my YouTube channel after the stream or whatever. Oh, I did a okay. I didn't bench the Terra. Whoops. I actually did a video on Mega Zygarde. Overall, Mega Zygarde, I think it's mediocre. Well, sorry, Teal Mask and maybe even Mega Venusaur could be better after. So I think it's mediocre-ish. Very more traditional friend list without Pidgeot. Honestly, having Pidgeot is the tradition now, right? Like, sure, I got the Gravity Mountain, but what does that matter? I think Reckless Charge is my best play here. No, it's not. It's definitely Jet into the Fanrodom. Okay, these decks tend to play like 2 Ionos. Bring myself from the item lock does nothing. Literally, how do they have the... I bet you they play 1 copy of Team Rocket's Watchtower and they just so happen to have it on turn. Just so happen. Okay, now it makes more sense to spin into a Terrapagos. Thank you so much, that is Supreme. Yeah, overall, the Mega Zygarde cards, obviously Barbaracle, like, it's a clear combo, but with Teal Mask, Ogerpon, and Mega Venusaur around, and Mega Venusaur and Mega Meganium, with Meganium probably being good after rotation, I'm not sold on it. Yes, Mega Lucario is the better fighting Mega, I agree, and having Psychic weakness after rotation will be better than having Grass weakness. Llevas practicando con Dragapult, ¿qué consejos te darías? Llevas 2 meses jugando Poké. Pues a seguir practicando, al final intenta ser muy analítico con todas tus decisiones, intenta enfocarte en lo que puedes controlar y en hacer la mejor jugada posible cada turno. No hay más. No hay más. Ok. And Terrapagos with a full bench with Black Belts training does 1 KO a Zork. So I think that's enough merit. Wow, I prized a lot of energy too. I think that's enough merit to give Terrapagos the time of day, right? Because like next turn I could go Nespel, Fez, and if I find a Noctowl, then I could just get the full board going if my opponent's plan is to go into Anzoric or Mega Absol. It also 1 kills Mega Absol. That's not bad. Pozole or menudo for Christmas with your tamales. That is supreme. I mean, whatever you fancy. Honestly, in my what's the word? In my family, yeah. In my family, we do like a very American tradition Christmas, I guess, or holiday, and so we eat turkey and we eat all the all those shenanigans. I've never had tamales for Christmas. I've never had like Mexican traditional stuff. I don't think I have had. All right, this is bad. The Megapsol could discard the Black Belt's training. Could discard the Nest Ball. Either way, we are probably not KOing the Megapsol next turn. It's gonna be the Nest Ball, right? Oh, it's a Gravity Mountain. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. That's also good. And also very sad for me. All right. Can we find a state? Oh, Bro, what are these? I just keep. Oh, it's never mind. It's in the discard. Never mind. Whatever. These I like. You want to beat Flareon Box, play one Iono, and you're good to go. That's all you need to do. Play Iono on your turn 1, and you immediately auto-win Flareon Box. This deck is so bad. Okay, at least I have the title for my next YouTube video. Flareon Box sucks. And I have the game to prove it. Yeah, we all miss Heavy Ball for sure, but not having Heavy Ball definitely changes things deck building wise, right? So, and having Heavy Ball means you get to cut some corners and opens up other avenues. I think it's all a matter. I feel like, so my general stance is like, complaining about cards doesn't make sense because the cards exist and are there and are available. Yeah, if you complain that a card is too good to be played, like the person who was in the beginning of the stream who was complaining about all the control-y type cards, like if you think they're so broken, just play them yourself and win with them. And like if you generally think that, then just play them yourself and win with them. But that's when they go, oh no, it's yeah, they always have excuses. So it's not as black and white. So then just play with what is available. That's all you need to do. Play with what is available. That's a recipe for success. You think a card is extremely broken and should be banned, then play it yourself and win because it's so broken. That simple. To get at any type of card, what would you add? That's a very broad question, but in general, I would love to have oh, I'm okay, so I'm up against Golding. Oh, benching that Eevee bad. I would love to have fairy types back. I wish we had fairy types back. All right. Incredibly good start for my opponent. No energy though to draw. That's kind of good. Okay. So I do have. So with Briar, it's okay to take a price card, right? Because Briar exists. Bro, no way. I actually prized this stupid Cyrano, so I can't. I guess I can't set up Pidgeot. Oh, I can. This is so this gets Cyrano plus Candy. Not Cyrano, sorry. Hilda plus Candy. I thought I was once again not setting up the Pidgeot. I checked for the Pidgeot pieces. I did not check for the rest. Okay. Definitely don't need the grass. I can quick search for the Flareon. So, all right. I think like this might be the one game we win on stream with with Flareon Box. And it's okay. Take a price card. Oh, and how on earth? Oh, needed to be Jet Energy. I just, yeah, Fan Rotom does not have free retreat. I needed to grab Jet Energy to start attacking. What the heck? What the heck? All right, that one's on me for sure. 100%. That one's on me. Now my opponent top decks will get to draw. could end up getting the first prize card without having a 2-pricer in play, which is not the end of the world because of Briar, right? Like, it's gonna come down to Briar. So the 2 Night Stretchers I have in my hand are actually very, very clutch. Very, very clutch. But I should have been 1 prize ahead, and I should have forced more out of my opponent. Now they are the ones. So that was poorly executed by. Oh, even worse, now they're at uneven price cards. Yeah, I really messed that up. I really messed that one up. Yeah, okay, so if we lose this game, it's because 100% it's because of me. 100%. 100% it's gonna be because of me. 100%. There's the Jet Energy laughing in my face. I even had the Hilda, right? Like, it was correct to grab Hilda and not Cyrano. Really, really poorly executed. Really, really poorly. Okay, so I'm gonna lose this game. That's fine. It's on me. We're gonna play it out, see if my opponent maybe whiffs at some point. Briar was priced. That's really bad. We did see my opponent have a super explosive turn last turn. There's only 1 energy in the discard pile right now. Maybe there's a universe where my opponent doesn't get to 7 energy in hand, and then things go back to normal, I guess. But yeah, the confidence with which we are playing and evolving does not bode well for for our hero Flareon Box. Just have all their golden goes without needing to search for them. Must be nice. But yeah, this is all on me. This was 100% my mistake. 1,000,000% my misplay. Only 2 more extra cards though. No supporter having been played yet. No option for Cypher Maniac. So, Earthen Vessel, that's a bad sign. They need 7 energy. 6 to KO me, 1 to attach. Out of the 9 card hand, they have triple Golden Go plus a plethora of energies just built up. Counterpart to that is they could just knock out the Eevee, for example. Like, it would be bad if they take a knockout on the Fez. It would be fine if they take a knockout on the Eevee. So yeah, I'm in a decent spot if they whiff. If they KO, then I'm in a very bad spot, because then they go to 3, I'm at 5, I KO, I'm at 3, they're at 3, they KO, I can prior, and I lose. So if they whiff, I'm in a fantastic spot. If they don't whiff, then I'm in a oh my gosh, that's bad. Well, okay, so they need to have 6 out of 7 energies, and I haven't played a supporter. Oh, seriously? You got there? No, okay, they didn't. Okay, now I'm feeling perfectly fine. 200 damage means they can kill me with Soul Rock. That's fine. I'll be at 2 prizes in. Not a problem. Not a problem whatsoever. I could also make their life a little bit harder and just go get into this Flareon, right? Forcing them to have boss in order to knock out this one instead. And I kind of like that, actually. I do kind of like that. Go ahead and remove their air balloon. Take away their mobility. They discard the other one. Okay, now things are looking pretty good. Because they whiffed. I do want to keep the energies available for whenever they knock out one of the Flareons. I want to repower up again. I just need to attack 3 more times with Flareon and we win the game. Okay, so because they whiffed, it compensates for my mistake that I didn't grab the Jet Energy. We're still going to win this game, but just like in the previous instance, we should always be trying to make the best possible plays, and not grabbing the Jet was just very dumb. That was me being way too convoluted in my thoughts and not aggressively going for the correct play, which was Jet KO, take the first prize card. Because then even if they KO you back, that's when it doesn't matter anymore, right? Because they're at 4, you're at 5, you take 2, you're at 3, they take 2, they're at 2, then you Briar KO and you win. So that was definitely on me. Now I have the possibility to get back the Eevee. I top deck the Noctowl, pretty good. We can reestablish the Eevee, we can repower it up. We have the Sparkling Crystal as well. I don't want to, so I kind of don't want to draw with Vest just because I don't want to draw the energies. I want to attach them. Dead. I can definitely quick search. I guess Glass Trumpet's also. Yeah, and so I attack, and then I have Noctowl, quick search. They have no hand attack. I have Boss. It's over. Yeah, so it was over when they whiffed. But me letting them get the first prize card was really bad. That was extremely bad. Welcome to Ultra League. We won a game. All right, last game of the stream. Let's end on a high note. Let's put our thinking caps on. Let's make sure we are playing well. Music again. All right. Thinking caps on. All right. Cookie Boy 96. We're about to get cookied. Alrighty. Last game to end the stream. Wait, why does it say I'm offline on Manager? Vladiach, thanks so much for the follow. Alright, we will go first, which we are fine with. Not with this hand though. Come on, EV Box. Why? This we're not playing Ditto Braxton. So just gonna have to hope. Going to have to hope. Now we draw Terra, right? Pidgey's prized as well. So no no Pidgeot shenanigans anytime. Oh my god. Press 2 energies. Alrighty. And I priced my Eevee. Great. Absolutely fantastic news. Wow. Alright. Never mind. We're not gonna be winning this game. I mean, I would need to top deck like Terrapagos maybe. Like the only real out I have this spot. It discard the black belts. So Terrapagos will not be able to knock out. Having Eevee not available sucks. Oh my gosh. Top deck stadium, please. Yes! 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 Let's go. Never mind, we do get to win. My goodness, what the heck? That was so dumb. That was so dumb. Alright. We're gonna end on a positive. We're gonna end on a high note for today. Thanks so much to everyone who tuned in. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much for support as well, for those bits and the follows and the subscriptions on YouTube and everything. We will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow we will play in Spanish. All right, I will narrate or commentate in Spanish, but please, everyone's feel free to hang out. And if you ask questions in English, I will more than happy reply in English. Thanks so much to everyone. I really appreciate it. Let's search for someone to rate before I leave. Cami, sorry. I will eventually play against viewers, but not today as I'm just ending the stream. So who are we rating? Let's rate someone who's playing. Okay, let's rate Pumpka AB. Right? Rate Pumpka AB. Hope that's how I spell it. If so, yes. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great rest of your day. See you tomorrow in Spanish. I will see you